Today's video is going to hit home for so many of you. You watch them move on like nothing happened. New partners, new pictures, new life. Meanwhile, you're sitting there struggling just to get through the day. And part of you wonders, why is it that they can move on? Why is it they can have this life that looks and feels so good, but I can't? Let's talk about the psychology behind this, because this is a real phenomenon and why your healing is not failure, but a sign of emotional strength. Watch this video. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. Oh, I know. So many of us have actually thought this, and I know this because through client work, through the live streams, you guys have been like, well, they seem to have this most amazing life. They're getting on and doing what they need to be doing, but I'm not. It's becoming really difficult for me. And they have this life and I have this, and I'm so sad. How is it they've got with a new person so quickly, just like that? And I can't, and I'm struggling to make sense of what has happened. Yeah, this is a real phenomenon. I'm going to unpack this in the video, okay? And I just want you to know that you're not alone in this. Let's talk about it. First things first, the narcissist quick moving on is not about love. This is about them escaping. When a narcissist moves on so fast, it's not about that they've healed or they're happy. It's because they cannot be alone with themselves. That's ultimately what it is, okay? This is someone, okay, who craves, and I'm talking about craves and is obsessed, okay, with having attention and validation from other people. So they cannot survive without other people giving them validation, giving them praise in their life, okay? This cannot happen for them. So this is something that they heavily rely on from another person. So not having that is very challenging for them. Silence exposes their emptiness. Loneliness confronts their shame. Stillness reveals who they are. They don't move on. They latch on. They need validation. They need attention. They need admiration. They need control. This is something, okay, that this person needs. Okay, this is their need. They're not going to change. And this is something that they actually crave so much. Their next partner or their next person that they're with, okay, is not a soulmate, even though over on social media, this is exactly what they're painting, exactly what they're trying to show everyone, that this person is their soulmate. Like, they're the best thing that has ever happened. They're living their best life. No, you know what it is? It's a bandage. It's a bandage. That's what that next person is. Well, you think that suddenly the narcissist is going to go into therapy, or they're going to start self-reflecting, start journaling, working on themselves. Even if they, do you know what? Let's just say it here. Like, even if they did, that short amount of time that they're literally on their own, how is that happening? How is that literally them working on themselves? Working on yourself takes time. You need to first of all process the pain, work through it, okay, and then heal from it. It's not going to happen in 5 minutes. But the narcissist, you see, that is not their motivation, is it? They're not doing that. What they want to do is get the next person in, next person in, next person, because then they're not working on themselves. Okay, they need entertainment. They need someone else to distract them. And that's literally what they're doing. So when you're looking at their social media thinking, oh, wow, you know what? There was someone new, they've gone on holiday together, they've taken this person for dinner. Doesn't mean anything. It just means that they just don't want to be on their own because they don't want to do the work. That's what this means. So why can't you move on so quickly? Okay. And actually, let's look at why that is healthy. Your slowness to move on isn't weakness. It's proof that you have emotional depth, empathy, attachment capacity, self-awareness, and a real heart. And here I'll explain why. You bonded to someone who you thought they were, not who they truly are. You believed in the illusion. The illusion is what they showed you. Okay, they never were going to show you their true selves. You don't replace people like objects. You grieve, you reflect, you process, okay? You're not stuck. Okay, what's happening here is you're healing instead of escaping. Now, look, you could, if you really wanted to, get another person just like that. okay? And you could have this connection with someone for a short amount of time to help you get over the narcissist. But you know as well as I do, that isn't the solution, and that isn't what's going to happen here, that you're not going to feel better after that. Because what this will require is for you to sit alone, for you to process. I know that society looks at this very differently, because society is always about, let's move on, move on quickly. And you probably hear it from outsiders, from friends, maybe even family, and they're not doing it to be nasty. They just don't understand it in that way. They're probably saying to you, oh, do you know what? You should just, move on. Like, why haven't you got over them already? That's easy for someone to say when they haven't been in a traumatic and abusive relationship like you have. What you're trying to do is process all of this and trying to make sense of it. That's what's really going on here. You're trying to make sense of it. And what you have to remember, there's a world of difference between distraction and recovery. Okay, you're doing the work. You're healing yourself so that you don't get into these nasty experiences going forward, that you understand yourself. You're doing a brave thing. Narcissist doesn't do that. And that is the big difference. Because actually, what's the point of getting into a 2, 3, 4, 5 month relationship, 1 year relationship, and then for it to break and you start all over again? No, you don't want to be doing that, because that's not how you bond. You don't bond for a couple of months or a year or however long it is. You want longevity in this. You want to get to know someone. And I think a lot of you, after being through something like this, which has been so traumatic, we're not thinking about another person, meaning moving on with another person. You want to understand what's happened here. You want to understand yourself better, and you want to be happy. And that's really what it is. You want to be happy in yourself, but that requires time on your own and discovery of you. Also added to that, let's look at the trauma bond effect. I talked about this in a live stream not so long ago. I'm going to link it here. Another reason why you can't move on so fast is because trauma bonds take time to unravel. Because it's trauma. Trauma takes time to process. Your nervous system learnt adrenaline equals love. Tension equals connection. Uncertainty equals attachment. Your brain wasn't just addicted to this person. It was addicted to the emotional roller coaster that this person put you through. So detoxing from emotional chaos takes time. Your heart is basically recalibrating. Your mind is healing wounds that they caused. Also, you're trying to work through the illusion versus the reality. You formed a bond with this person on who they presented that they were, who you believed they were. They formed a bond based on what they could extract from you. There's the difference. You love the connection, they love the control. What you miss is those moments, the meaning, the dream, the relationship. What they miss is the supply, is what you gave them, not you. And I know that's really hard hitting, and I know that it's going to trigger a lot of you, and I know it's very upsetting. But what you have to remember is they had a different approach to this relationship. They had a different perspective, and it's not the same one as yours. And that is the issue with these personality types, is that they think about relationships completely different to the way that you do. If they look happy, remember, narcissists perform happiness. They don't feel it substantially. They don't feel it. They don't embody happiness. It just looks like that. They're good at doing that. And that's what you got to remember. The illusion versus the reality. What really is going on. You know them better than you think. You know them better than what I do. I'm just giving you the tools for you to make those connections, okay? That's really what is going on here. So what your slow healing really means. It means that you're rebuilding your self-worth. You're learning real emotional safety. You're discovering who you are without being manipulated. You're learning how to love and what it actually should feel like. And what they did is they rushed into the next stage, which is all about avoidance. So I really hope this video helps for you to kind of understand this in a completely different way, because that's what they're doing. They're avoiding. They're not actually healing. They're avoiding. So if you feel like you're not moving fast enough, take a breath, put your hand on your heart and remind yourself you're processing the truth. You're grieving illusion. You're unwinding trauma. You're rebuilding identity. you're reclaiming your power. Fast isn't healed. Fast is avoidance. You're not behind, you're rising in this. You are rising in this. You didn't lose them. You basically found yourself. So, my friends, if you are facing this right now and want to work on this a little bit more, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box for more details. And if this has resonated with you, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you on here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.